Hi guys, this is the 5th episode of Rules and Tactics. Today I'm going to be trying to answer some of your questions. We put a story on the Instagram and we got a few questions, so I'm going to try my hardest to answer them today. If you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. So the first question that we got was, hi, I'm looking to join in September. I'm a new postgrad student. Will you have trials? Firstly, we love new members. That's amazing that you're looking to join the club. The answer is no, we don't have trials. We are one of the most inclusive clubs on campus. We offer good socials with lots of competitive sports. It's a really good kind of middle ground. The way our training works is that we'll have 3 training sessions a week. 2 of these are open to everyone. There'll be skilled-based sessions or match-based sessions, and then the 3rd session that we run is with a coach who comes in and helps us, and then these are often more specific groups, so it might be one week it might be for beginners, one week it might be advanced, or it might be position-based, so one week we'll have the attacking players in so that we can have a more focused training session. And often this means that the smaller groups, so you get more kind of coach time. Match-wise, we have loads of matches running throughout the year. We are part of the, Pledge started, the Warwick Mixed Hockey League. This offers good competitive games on a weekly basis. As well as this, we have beginner fixtures, we have friendly fixtures, and we also have intra-club matches on the regular. This gives loads of opportunity for anyone to play, beginners, advanced. And throughout the year, I'll try my best to make sure that everyone gets a fair shot at matches and everyone gets enough play time. The only game of the year that is selected and not done on a sign-up basis is our varsity match against Coventry. I hope that answers the question, but yeah, we love new members, so please come down to training or meet us in freshers or anything like that, and I'm sure you'll want to get involved. The next question that we got was, will I make varsity? Anyone has the chance to make the varsity team. We choose the team in term 2, so there's the first couple of terms to kind of get involved in the matches, show that you're good and you're committed to the club, and then towards the end of term 2, I think we pick the teams. As I said before, because varsity is our most competitive game of the year, we choose the team. It's not done on a sign-up basis. The way that we choose varsity is kind of based on commitment to the club, effort, skill, attendance, and all of these combined. So yes, everyone has a chance, even whoever asked the question. The next question that we got was, what advice would you give to someone that's nervous to play a competitive match? And if I sign up for my first match ever, what will it be like? Will I definitely be playing next to someone more experienced so they can help me? I put these 2 questions together because they're quite similar, so I thought I could kind of answer them together. So firstly, we won't pressure you into playing any games. You play games and you sign up for games when you feel ready and comfortable to do that. So if you're not ready, don't worry, there's no pressure. We have fixtures throughout the year, like I've said before, intra-club, beginners, friendly fixtures that are perfect opportunities for beginners to get involved. You're not just going to dive straight in with a competitive game. These fixtures are in place so that our players can get to know how to play hockey, they can get to know each other. So yeah, I'd suggest trying to get stuck in with those before you go diving into more competitive things. Yeah, these games are fun, they're so much less pressure, helps you to kind of understand how things work, and hopefully will help get rid of some of your nerves. During these kind of friendly fixtures or beginner fixtures, we'll make sure that there's people who know what's going on, or people who are a bit more advanced maybe at playing games, to be at least watching or there to support. I mean, there'll always be me or Brownie probably around to help, and often we'll pop a couple of people on the pitch who are more experienced and can be there for support. I remember last year I played in the ladies beginners fixture, and that was also really beneficial for me because I could play with some of the beginners and I could start getting used to having them on the pitch, and it works both ways. For getting involved with more competitive games, obviously if you've played a few beginner fixtures and you think that you're comfortable, I think it's also good to remember that you wouldn't sign up for a competitive match and we wouldn't pick you for a competitive match if we didn't think you were good enough, we didn't think you were ready. So always have a bit of faith in yourself when you're on the pitch, because we all want you there and we all kind of have faith in you on the pitch, so that's fine. And Also, what's helpful to remember is that there's always substitutes for the game, so you wouldn't turn up and expect it to be playing the whole match. We rotate players, we have kind of quick substitutes, so if you're not comfortable in a position or you feel too nervous, we just let one of us know, we can swap you off, work out a better way to do it. You won't be expected to be running your socks off in your first game all around the pitch. As long as you're having a good time putting the effort in, it will usually be fine. And also just the way that mixed works and the way that we do our mixed games, of course they're competitive, we want to win, but they're also a fun, kind of welcoming environment. I remember when I first joined the club, I was also very nervous, but you get settled pretty quickly because it's just a really fun environment. But it's always great to have people making their beginner debuts or their competitive debuts and then seeing them across the year kind of come back and keep improving. The next question we got was kind of similar, but it's what are your tips for being more confident on the hockey pitch? I think obviously this builds on some of the things I've just said. I would say making sure that you're prepared for the game is really important. So making sure that you're attending your training sessions because they're really helpful. Make sure you're up to date on your rules and tactics. So, big plug, any of these other videos I've posted, they're going over the rules and the tactics of the game so you know what to expect and you can be as comfortable as possible when you turn up for a game. Brownie's training sessions will, I'm sure, be going over lots of different match things, lots of skills. I think you don't realise how much you'd improve if you keep going to training on a weekly basis. So yeah, making sure that you're prepared and then hopefully there won't be anything at the game that'll throw you off. I'd also suggest that it's probably not best to kind of compare yourself to others on the hockey pitch. I know I tend to sometimes look at someone else and think like, oh, I can't do that, I wish I could do that. But if you have a bit of faith in yourself and know that you've been picked to play because we think that you're good, and think that you're ready. So yeah, having a bit of confidence in yourself, not comparing yourself to others. I would also say that there's so much support at matches when you come. There's people watching, there's us all around, and we're all working towards the same goal. So all of us on our team obviously want to win. You're not expected to win the game by yourself. We'll all be working together. So as long as you're happy to come, put the effort in and do your part, it would all run smoothly, hopefully. So the next question that we got was, can you explain marking, please? I mentioned this briefly in a couple of our other videos, but the kind of two main marking styles that are easy to remember is man marking and zonal marking. Man marking is when you stick like one-on-one with a player, so if they make a run, you make a run. You're basically sticking to them and stopping them from getting the ball. And then zonal marking is you marking an area, you intercept the players and the balls that are coming into that area, and obviously if everyone's doing their job, all the areas should be covered. And exactly the same with man marking. If everyone's covering their one player, it should work out all well. As long as you're keeping up the effort with the marking throughout the game, it should hopefully limit other players' opportunities on goal. It is a super important thing to kind of be practicing. The best time to practice your marking is when we do games at the end of sessions, in drills, just always keeping an eye of the other players and where they are. What would your job be in that match? Would you be tracking this player? Would you be guarding this space? Thinking about those type of things so you can carry that into games. The next question that we got was, how do you do aerials and how do you use them effectively? I think aerials, kind of lifting the ball in a game, can be super effective if you know how to use them and you can do them well. They can be a bit tricky because sometimes they can fall into the category of dangerous play. So again, I would suggest going over them in training and not just trying to fling a ball across the pitch in the game, because it could be quite dangerous and obviously would give the ball to the other team, which we don't want. I personally don't do aerials that much because I'm not that good at them, and I don't want to risk getting a dangerous play foul or anything like that. So with understanding aerials, there's a few important rules that you should know before you try them. Of course, just popping the ball over someone's stick is quite a simple, easy way to do it, but bigger and better aerials come with more rules, basically. When you do your aerial ball, if there is a player within 5 meters of you, you will most likely get pulled up for dangerous play. This is why quite a lot of people take aerials from hit-outs because they know that they've got enough space and they won't be pulled up for it. Once an aerial has been played on the pitch, the person who is receiving that aerial must be given 5 meters around them before they're kind of challenged. So This basically prevents kind of stick tackles and dangerous things with the ball in the air. Yeah, you've got to give them 5 meters for the ball to settle and them to kind of get control of it before you go diving in for a tackle. And the last kind of important rule to know is that when an aerial ball is in the air and heading towards somebody, it's fine. But if there's not a clear-cut person that it's being passed to and there's any deliberation over who it's going to, the ball must be given to the opposition team and they must be given the space to control it. The opposition team essentially has right to call the ball as theirs and then must be given the space. Sorry, I know that's a little confusing because quite a lot of specific rules about aerials, especially because they're quite dangerous sometimes. In terms of executing an aerial well, I'm sure we will go over these in training at some point, and I'm also going to link a few good videos below because it's easier when you're watching someone doing it to try and learn it. But there is a few kind of simple points and techniques to an aerial pass. So obviously getting low and getting under the ball, making sure that you're dropping that right shoulder to help you get under the ball. And then the motion is a kind of low to high. It's a transfer of weight from your back leg to your front leg as you kind of do that all in one. This kind of transfer of weight is how you will generate the power behind the ball, making sure that you're flicking your wrist at the end to kind of get the ball round. Again, I'll link some videos so that you can see this actually in play. As I said before, aerial passes are often really effective from standstill play, so hit outs, sidelines, when you've got enough space to do them well. They are also really effective for a quick turnaround of play, so if you're trapped in defence, you need to get that ball out. If they're done well, they can be a really effective clearance ball, and it gives you the space and the time to get your team back up the pitch and be on the attack. It really quickly transfers the pressure from you guys onto the other team. And another time aerial balls can be really effective is when you're trying to eliminate players from the game. So going over them is often sometimes more effective than trying to go through them. If you've got a team that are really solid in the middle, you are obviously going to be playing your balls at the line and always looking to see if you can get an effective aerial pass, cut out those players and get quick on the attack. So the level of hockey that we play at mixed means that having a really good aerial pass is not essential for matches, but it obviously helps if you've got often a defender who's got a really solid aerial pass. And the last question that we got was, if you are new to hockey, how do you find out what position to play? I've obviously said this before, but the beginner matches and the friendly fixtures are the perfect opportunity to try out different positions. Please let me know at the start of the year or before some games that you want to try out different positions, and we can do that. These games are more chilled and they're designed for this purpose and a bit of trial and error really. At the start of the year, I will be doing player profiles, so everyone in the club will basically create a little profile for me, your details, the kind of positions you want to play, the type of hockey you've done before, that type of thing. And obviously on that, if you want to try out different positions, please include that so I can make sure that I can sort it. Also, in training sessions, we sometimes split into different groups and different drills based on position. So Brownie could be running a defensive drill, say, on one side, and then we'll do an attacking drill on the other. When you're given these opportunities, try and mix it up a bit and see which ones you like, see which ones you get a good feel for. And then, yeah, just keep mixing it up until you find something you feel comfortable with. And you don't always have to stick to a certain position. You don't have to think, I've played this position for a while, or I have to stick with this position, because you don't, it's fine. Sometimes in chilled games before, we have just mixed up positions anyway, because it's always fun. It's always good seeing someone in goal who doesn't usually play it. So there'll be loads of opportunities like that. So I wouldn't worry if you're thinking about that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for making it to the end if you have. I know that was very long and rambly, I'm sorry. I think this will be the last rules and tactics video for a while. Please let me know again if you have any questions. I know results day is coming up, so any freshers or anyone who's interested in the club, please don't hesitate to ask any questions. I'll put all the club Instagram details, my Instagram details, anything like that below. So again, thank you guys.